let's do this shit. Oh my god, no way. Good morning, weirdos. What the hell? What the... Oh! Yeah, sometimes the show's got some technical difficulties and I gotta reboot. So I rebooted, here I am. Oh man, happy Friday, people. I need more coffee. Coffee. Man, it is all about coffee and bong hits this morning. FYI, I finished my video time machine last night in record time. I knocked it out in a couple of hours, and by 7:30 I was sitting on the couch with the wife watching TV, waiting for it to save so I could boot it up onto YouTube. Last night I booted it up onto YouTube before I went to sleep. It took 3 hours to load. It's an hour and a half long. I did a little bit extra on the movie trailers on tonight's video time machine. Good morning, Joey. You passed out after work. Good for you. Good for you, buddy. So you're off now. So now you're off. Oh, he's off, all right. He's a little off, yeah. I mean, he's got to be off. He stops by here regularly, right? You got to be a little off. Totally. So anyway, yeah, went to Palm Desert to do the old campus thing there. Normally I go down and I'll sit and read or watch TV or something in the car, and or take a nap. I've got some little cushions and some bedding stuff in the back of the C-Max, so I can turn the back of the C-Max into a little bed. It works. It actually works. I didn't yesterday. I bounced around to a couple of thrift shops looking for books. Yes, indeed. I'm going to try to get out to the bookstore here down the road. I've got to wait till later, though. It doesn't open until afternoon. So, what did I get? Oh, what did I get? I got a case of hemorrhoids. I mean herpes. What the hell? Yeah, I got a case of hierarchy. I feel better than everyone else, right? All right, so what do we got first here? We got 1984, George Orwell. A nice paperback copy of that, which is really cool because I love my science fiction to be in paperback. For me, sci-fi means in your back pocket, stuffed into your coat pocket. Paperbacks say take me anywhere. My stream is still lagging. Yeah, it looks like I've dropped a few frames there. That's going to happen. So for some reason this morning, my live stream is not copacetic. So I believe the lagging is going to come and it's going to go. So every once in a while I'll freeze up and move around and do a little weird shit. I'll be kind of robotic. All right, George Orwell, 1984. Let me know if it continues to be horrible. I could always do another stream, start up another stream. I hate jumping out midstream, you know? Kind of a bummer. You get wet. Okay, so Flashback Friday. So like it's 1998. I'm going to say 1998. And one of my very good friends who I'm living with because I'm homeless, his mother is now dating my father. And they decide they want to take a trip to Yosemite. So us kids decide we want to tag along. So my father, my friend's mother, my friend and I and my other best friend and my sister, who he's dating, all pile into a Ford LTD. And then we drove all the way to Yosemite. Yeah, the live feed that I'm watching, I'm not seeing any glitching. I'm watching a live feed on my phone here, and I'm not seeing any freezing or glitching or anything. Could it be your end of it? If there's anyone else out there, please let us know what you think about the technical aspects of the show. I'm going to do a bong hit because that always helps with the technical difficulties. It makes me not give a shit so much. I'm looking at my frames dropped, and I'm doing better. I'm dropping no frames. My percentage is lowering. My kilobytes per second is still over 7,000, which is nominal. Okay, I'm going in. Cover me. So, if you're still there, it's a bummer you missed the show yesterday. It was a great show. I told my wife and my daughter that it was probably the best show that I've had so far, and one of the best shows that I've ever done. It was great. I'm sorry you weren't there. There was no one there. There was nobody there the whole entire show. I showed a count of one, which is me watching my monitor. And it was great. I did readings from the TV Guide. What did we talk about? We listened to the Grateful Dead. We talked about doing a new book. We talked about all kinds of stuff, really. My most fun part was arts and crafts. I got to build a little airplane. Let me go grab it so you can check it out. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. All right. So, this is what I built yesterday. This is one of those balsa wood flyers. This has got the propeller on it, so it's self-propelled. I had fun building this. I didn't get a chance to fly it yesterday because I was, I was looking for books, really. So the next book that I found was very interesting. Anna Faris autobiography. This is one of a couple biographies that she's done. I believe this is her second. Or maybe this is her first. Or only. Yeah. So you know Anna Faris, right? Let me go ahead and switch cameras here so you can... Yeah. House Bunny. Scary Movie. She has a great part in Scary Movie. She's frickin' hilarious. So I like to find out about... Well, I'm learning that I like to find out about other people who I have enjoyed or admired or have been entertained by. Yeah. Totally. Totally, man. Totally, man. There's a little schmutz on the bind here, so I'm just kind of using this sticker to pull a little bit of it up. That's cool. So this is pretty cool. I like these books because you find out a little bit about these people, you know, like how she looked in the 5th grade. Anna Faris in the 5th grade, right? Totally, man. So anyway, this is going to go in the stack when I got no other biography to read. I'll play around with that one. I didn't mean it to sound like that. I look forward to reading that when I get a chance. Here's one I probably won't read right away, because it's a biography, not an autobiography. It's George Harrison, The Reluctant Beatle. All right. I don't know anything about the Beatles. I've never read anything about the Beatles. I am more than likely going to have to now get something about John Lennon, and something from Ringo, and something from Paul, and just to balance it out. You know, I don't want to be a one-sided guy and just hear one side, one version of what happened in the Beatles. And besides, this is a biography. It's not an autobiography. If it isn't written by Otto, then it's not correct. And what did we get here? We got Sally Field in Pieces. Now this is one of 4 or 5 biographies that she's written. Am I right? In Pieces, I can't recall. So this is cool. She's a crush. She is a she's a schoolboy crush there, big time. I enjoyed watching her in reruns of Gidget, in reruns of what you call it, The Flying Nun, freaking hilarious show. I really loved her in movies. I loved her when she was paired with people like Burt Reynolds, James Garner. What's that, Murphy's Romance? One of my favorite movies by Sally Field is one of her best movies. Of course, I'll have a brain melt and won't be able to remember it. Strike. What is that movie? I keep wanting to say Silkwood. Wrong movie, wrong girls, women. Norma Ray. That's the one, Norma Ray. She holds a sign up in the factory that says strike, because they're just getting fucked over by the company. And she's the one that finally stands up and then gets together with union workers or leaders and creates a union and all that shit. And there's this guy that comes to town, I can't remember his name, a prominent Jewish actor that was really heavy at the time. Can't remember his name. Great fucking movie. She's awesome in that. She's strong, she's smart, she's beautiful, she's just everything. It's just wow. She's a knockout. She's a freaking knockout, man. She's like a quadruple threat. I mean, I believe I'm just going to assume that she had a lot to do with the making of that movie. I'm going to assume that she helped produce it and pick the cast and whatnot. Because that movie was all her. It really was. That movie was all her. Brain fart again. Norma Ray, the name of the movie. Norma Ray. I've got it on DVD. I'll have to dig it out and watch it now, because that's what I do when I talk about stuff on the show. It's either something that I've recently done or seen or whatever, or the show's going to prompt me to check it out. So, and then I'll try to put some of these elements that we discussed during the week on the weekly video time machine. I finished it last night, and it is done, and it has got a bunch of stuff from what we talked about this week. One thing it doesn't have on there that we talked about this week was the Incas in Cusco, because that's something that I want to talk about next week on Thursday, Throwback Thursday, and we're going to talk pyramids and Incas, and what's really neat is right after I talked to you, I went in and I turned on the TV and I punched up Chariots of the Gods that I had been watching, and as soon as I turned it on, it was partway through, and they were right at the part where they were talking about the Incas and Cusco and the 12-sided blocks and the Andes technology all the way out to the Easter Islands, and it's just, yeah, it's really crazy. Machu Picchu, Lake Titicaca, 13,000 feet up. I mean, crazy. It's just crazy, crazy stuff. Absolutely wild, wacky, zany. I'm going to heat up my coffee, and then we'll do bong hits and talk more books. Be right back. No, really, don't go anywhere. Listen to my air conditioner, because it's on. Damn straight. Close this blind. I left it open. Yeah, I know if I don't close that blind now, the sun's gonna come in and gouge my eyes. I don't need my eyes gouged. Oh my gosh. So, what's going on out there? Yeah. Boy. Let's see. The other day, my wife and I did watch that movie with Brian Keith, Second Chance, from 1972, where he's this financial wizard guy who made a bundle, right? Just made a killing in Wall Street, and so he's just old and retired, and he's got a young kid and a young wife, and he decides that he wants to buy an old West town, and he buys an old West town, and then he starts populating the West town with old broken people. A guy gets out of jail because he's a great carpenter, and his wife comes. He brings a teacher who to teach his one kid, and she don't want to stay, but the carpenter guy and his wife, they bring 5 kids, and then he keeps hiring these people that nobody really wants, a crazy psychiatrist. And I mean, it gets weird. It's a weird movie, but it's neat, and you get to see Brian Keith doing his thing, and it's let's see, it's after Family Affair and before Hardcastle and McCormick. It's right in that period there. Yeah, great flick. It's totally, yeah, man. The Incas are totally fucking cool. I do have some movies on my channel that have to do with the Incas and I think the Mayans, and it's neat because I like the fact that not too many people know it, but I like the fact that it was all connected from the tip of the northern tip of North America to the southern tip of South America. It was all connected, man. They had roads, they had runners, they had highways, they had long distance signals. They knew what was going on, all across these 2 continents. They knew, and they were connected. There was trade. There was tribal politics and conflict, and there was exploration. I mean, how do you explain, South American tobacco and cocaine inside of Egyptian mummies? I mean, there's only one way to explain it. We were all connected back then. right? Right? I mean, fucking A, man. Your aunt is in Bolivia right now. See, that's right there. That's right frickin' there, man. That's right in the mix, man. If you watch, have you watched Chariots of the Gods, man? All right. If you watch Chariots of the Gods, it's going to be like, well, this is just ancient aliens. That's where ancient aliens came from. All that theoretical bullshit that they're talking about now about what if ancient aliens once came. That was all done 50 years ago with the book Chariots of the Gods um, and the subsequent documentary. Um, that was all over in theaters. I remember it would come back every couple of years. It would come back to the theaters. For the longest time, it did these return runs, and we saw it on a return run like 10 years after the fact at the drive-in. You know, Chariots of the Gods returning to the drive-in, and we went and fucking I sat up on top of our van and watched that fucking thing. It was crazy. That's what implanted in my head the idea that, oh man, all the shit that they keep saying just is not true. They don't know. They just don't know. That's why the Smithsonian hides shit. If they can't explain it, how are they going to put it on exhibit? Think about that. So they hide it. They've got more hidden away from us than they'll ever show us. And think about the Vatican too, the Louvre. I mean, all these places, all these giant financial monsters like the Smithsonian. They're just hiding history from us. We think, well, they're sharing, they're preserving. No, they're hiding it. They're not preserving it. They're hiding it. That's good stuff right there. I like the coffee. Yeah, let's do some coffee. Okay, another book. Another book that I picked up. Okay, the last book that I picked up. And this is one that I'm really excited about reading, and it's probably going to be my next read if I can't find that Dennis Weaver book right away. So here it is. This is book 2 from Rob Lowe, Love Life, and it is Stories I Only Tell My Friends. This is Stories I Only Tell My Best Friends, I believe. The other book is Stories I Only Tell My Friends. So I've got the Stories I Only Tell My Best Friends right here, which is his second book, I believe. It doesn't specify which is first. But this is great because it's got a lot of photos and stories, little stories from his life. Let's see. Matthew applies to college, film acting school, a boy, rehab, wish sandwich. So he's just got some great stories here from insights from his life. So I can't wait to read this one. Rob Lowe. Stories I Only Tell My Friends. And there you go. So I'll be looking for the next books. Let's see, what did I get? I got a few Carol Burnett books, so I'm going to be looking for a couple of more of her books. But yeah. Yay, biographies and autobiographies. Besides, I may actually want to write a autobiography. I might actually want to jot down my thoughts before my demise, right? Why not? And if I can figure out how to do it, that'd be great. I have written several stories about my childhood, most notably starting in junior high, right? Because that's kind of where I started. I started long before that. But this way we can start where, kind of everybody else kind of becomes themselves. And then from there, as we travel forward through junior high and high school and stuff, I can then take pot shots back at my past and look at little events from my childhood. So the first story I wrote is actually without me. It's junior high, the starting of junior high, before I moved into town. So I'm at another school, and I am kind of, I do a couple of chapters first before I introduce me to kind of set the stage. And then when I start with me, but it's instantly becomes a flashback chapter because I only introduce kind of where I'm at and who I'm talking with. And then my character is talking to a friend and tells the story of a previous Halloween because it takes place on Halloween. So, yeah, it's kind of weird. It's kind of heavy. I would really like to take that and continue it. And that's probably going to be my autobiography, is going to be more like, is it fact or fiction? Because the names are going to be changed. Some of the events are going to be merged together, right? To make it more palatable. Overall, it'll be a lot of real stories from my past, but on some occasions, I will push the envelope a little bit, and you'll think, my God, is this real? Or a lot of times, I'll hold back, and you'll still be saying, oh, this can't be, he didn't do, this can't be real. He didn't go through that. And that's the real stuff. The real stuff is usually the stuff that's so fantastic you can't believe, you know. And I have to make it palatable with some kind of sugar coating, you know, because people are like, oh no, I can't read that, no. So there you go. There you are. There you have it. There it is, right there. At this point in the show, I would like to say, because, you know, I like raspberries. I just got some great raspberry gummies. You know, marijuana gummies. I don't fuck around. And they're really good. They're really fresh, so they tingle. They make your tongue feel acidy, right? Like you're sucking on a lemon or something. Or worse. Oh, jeez. Did he say that? You mean like liverwurst? Yeah, liverwurst. No. Yes, no. Yes. Raspberries. They're good. I try to eat one or two before I go to sleep because it just helps me stay asleep longer. If I don't, after about 3 hours, I just kind of flip and flop and don't really want to sleep anymore. So if I eat a gummy or two, I can usually sleep twice as long, which means I'm going to get 5 or 6 hours sleep as opposed to 2 or 3. So there you go. That's how that works. It is Friday, so Vienna, which is last week I mentioned that Vienna is invited. In fact, I invited Vienna J, who is Vienna. I invited Jay out to Joshua Tree when we met at the El Cid on Sunset. And I'm like, dude, you know, you gotta come check it out. He's like, dude, I was out there before, man. It's awesome out there. I'm like, well, come on out, man. We'll hook you up. I'll show you the town. Take you to the spots. And now that I got teeth to put in, I can actually go out and hang out with people again. Of course, I talk funny. It was funny yesterday. I put my teeth in and took my daughter down and then had them in the whole day. And by the time I got home, I was like, oh, I got to get these things out because I'm just not used to wearing them. But instead of using the glue, the goopy glue stuff, I used the tape. It's this little tape that's shaped like the dentures. And you just cut it to the right and stick it in there and get it wet and dab it in there. And it worked great. It held in great. There wasn't any goop. It didn't wobble because of the mushiness. It felt really good. There was actually about 20 minutes where it felt really, really comfortable, and I actually forgot that I was wearing them. And then it started to rub on another spot, so it's like, okay, so I took them out, and I'm like, okay, this spot here, this has got to get smoothed down, and it's got to get made a little bit thinner at the top and then rounded, so that it doesn't feel like because over here it felt like the outside top of the dentures was pushing up into my cheek, so that when I tried to pucker or whistle or move my lips from side to side, it would hurt, and after a while it got sore and it rubbed, and it did that on the bottom too. So I'm gonna fix a couple of spots. There's actually one spot on where the gum meets the tooth that's just a little bit far out, and I'm going to have them fix that when I take them in. So my daughter gave me some of her braces wax to fill in that little gap so it doesn't feel like it's rubbing a rough edge. So there's the denture update. Not that you care, but it's all my world. I mean, I'm telling you. I'm getting used to my limited diet. I eat one meal a day, and I snack twice a day, and that's it. And then I drink a protein shake, and try to drink at least one large glass of milk, along with a lot of cake. But hey, you know, food's food. So, and there's eggs and milk and cake, so, you know, I can eat cake. I eat cake every day now. I used to, you know, now I'm like a big kid. I want to eat cake every day. So I do. Yeah, that's good stuff, baby. I got another mushroom shirt. This is, it says, the magic of mushrooms. Down here it says, refuel your mind, body, spirit. Healing power of mushrooms. And then it's got some great mushrooms on here. I got this shirt at Five Below. I'll probably go there next week. I'll probably go with my daughter because she likes to, every once in a while after class, I got out early today, you want to go to the mall? I'm like, sure. Most days I'm like, sure. What the hell? I mean, to be honest with you, you know, the mall, going out shopping, most days I would rather just go home and jump on the couch or dive back into the computer here, right? But I'm not going to tell my daughter no. She wants to go to the mall? Fuck, let's go to the mall. We'll cruise around. Hopefully I got my cane, and we just kind of walk slow and hit up the couple of stores that we usually go to. When Mom's there, they go to more stores. They go to clothing stores and stuff. When it's just me and my daughter, she doesn't do clothing shopping unless it's like T-shirts. Because she knows. She knows she's got limited time in the store because I'm going to crap out after about an hour, hour and a half. I'm going to be no good. With Mom, I'm hour and a half, I crap out, I go to the car, and then they go to the clothing stores, and they try on clothes for another hour, 2 hours, and I sit in the car, I read, I watch stuff on my phone, I mean, I listen to the old radio shows, and I'm like, take your time, you know, don't worry about me. And they don't, and that's great, because I hate to be the downer, you know, I'm Debbie Downer. Oh, I'm going to sit in the car and wait. Try not to take forever. No, I don't do that. I'm like, you guys take your time. I'm going to be fine. I'm going to go sit out there, and shit, Mom can drive home. I'm going to go out there and smoke a little weed, and watch some TV, and then when you guys are done, fine. Maybe I'll be passed out in the back. Don't worry about it. You know. Psh, psh. Totally, dude. Yeah. No, I try not to be a downer. You know, my health ain't that great. I get sleepy. I can't walk for long periods of time. I try to save myself so when my daughter says, "Hey, guess what? We're going to a concert," I can just say, "All right," and I don't have to go like, "Oh, jeez, no, I can't take it. No, please don't." So I save myself. I think she's got a couple of concerts to go to soon. Pappy and Harriet's, I believe. She's going out to Pappy and Harriet's, and then I think she's going out to L.A. again. Yeah. Totally, man. And she's doing more and more shows with her friends, which is cool. So that I won't have to be the guy. I love to be, Dad, we're going to a concert. Oh, I love to be that guy, hanging out with my daughter all frickin' day and all night. It's not so fun anymore after, because we go to In-N-Out and she gets her In-N-Out, and then we go over to Taco Bell and I get my beans. Get over to Taco Bell and get some beans. So that's a little different. Eventually, of course, I'll get used to my teeth and start eating little bits at a time, and then pretty soon I'll be able to eat semi-regularly, But like I said, I'm pretty used to the whole idea of having a limited diet. I'm just thankful I can eat. I mean, I spent a whole summer when I was a kid eating bologna sandwiches living on the beach, right? Me and my brother, and occasionally my sister. But it was pretty much just me and my brother and my father living on the beach. He would take off every day and either go out and try to make deals or go to summer school at UCSD, where he was making his deals. And every day he'd come home at the end of the day, and he would bring home a loaf of bread and a big pack of bologna and a little jar of mayo or mustard, right? And then maybe a pack of cookies and some juice, some fruit punch or something that was going to go that day. I mean, we would literally have bologna sandwiches for breakfast, bologna sandwiches for lunch, bologna sandwich for dinner. Sometimes he would bring something home for dinner that was hot, or bring home some hot dogs and we would cook them over the fire. I mean, really simple stuff. And that was an entire summer of that. So when I look back on that, having to eat beans and tamales because they're easy to chew and digest with no teeth, that's not bad, right? Every time I make a plate of this stuff and I look at it, it's like a picture off of one of those menus, right? I mean, it's got the big pool of beans with the cheese melted in it and a little bit of red sauce, and then the tamale with I'm making myself hungry. The tamale with the red sauce, and then the whole thing's just kind of covered with melted cheese, and then it's got the little side of sour cream, the little side of guacamole. And it's like that's a daily ritual for me now. On occasion, I will change it up and we'll have meatloaf or something else that I can say, yeah, I can chew that up without teeth. Soup. I did soup for a while early on. I just got bored with drinking my dinner. And I found tamales. And that kind of won over. Because I only really eat one good meal a day. By the time I get to that meal, I'm starving, right? And the sight, the smell, the taste of that plate full of food, that Mexican combo platter, is just to die for, And, occasionally I'll mix it up, have something else, or just have beans and cornbread, It's time that we make another pot of beans, and it's like a 15 bean soup with meat that has been cubed and cooked for like 3 hours. So when the meat and the beans are together, that meat has been cooking for like 3 or 4 hours. And you can just take a spoonful of that stuff and mash it with a fork, meat and beans and all, and it just mushes. And it tastes like heaven. It's got tomato and, literally 15 kinds of beans. So it's got all kinds of flavor with onions and that sautéed meat. It's really, really good. So, I've learned that I can survive. I thought I was going to starve to death. And every day it feels like I'm starving to death. Every single day it does. I don't eat anything until I'm done with my coffee, which is about 8 or 9 o'clock. Cheers. And then I only have like a bowl of cream of wheat with a fruit cereal bar chopped up into it and softened up. And then I may have a protein drink or a small bowl of beans, like from Taco Bell. And then in the evening, I'll have my beans and tamale and stuff, or whatever it is we're planning for dinner. And then it's cake and milk before bed. And that's it. That's what I eat every day. That's all. I literally only eat 3 meals, or three times a day. It's like one of those is a meal, and the other 2 times are just snacks. 2 or 3 times, just snacks, little bits. It never fills me up. The only time I get full is when I have a big dinner, or I have cake and milk. Cake and milk fills me up. I have to go to bed within an hour after cake and milk, or I just get hungry. So there's that. My weight hasn't changed. I'm still 170. I haven't changed from that in like almost a year now. And I thought I was gonna lose weight. I thought, my God, I can't get any skinnier than 170. I just can't, because if I do, I'm just gonna be thin as a rail. And wouldn't you know it, I put on a couple of pounds. And I'm not thin as a rail. I look like it, I got no muscle at all anymore. I'm just skin and bones. See Joey here, he says he eats twice a day. Yeah, I mean, it's like that old where you feed a dog once a day. You fill up his dog food bowl in the morning, and that's it. That's all he gets. I don't do that. I like my dogs to decide when they're hungry. We put a scoop into the food bowl, and they come throughout the day and they snack. If we're gone, they won't eat. When we come home, they eat a lot. But they get 1 scoop a day. That's it. They decide when it is they want to eat their portion of that 1 scoop. If they finish it off, mainly because we'll put a scoop in there like a third of the way through the day, they finish off their scoop from yesterday. So it's about 1 scoop a day. That's about it. It doesn't matter when they get it, but sometimes it overlaps. Sometimes it's right in the morning. You got to fill that bowl. And we mainly started that because of Sam, who's on the couch. So he came out and decided to be here this morning. When we brought him home, he was a trash digger and a food hound and stuff. And so rather than beat him every day for digging in the trash, I just put a scoop of food in the bowl every time it was empty. And I left that down and I put the trash up. Problem solved. Don't change the dog necessarily. Change the dog a little bit, change his environment as well. So we made a compromise. So he got food down so he didn't have to dig in the trash, and he don't dig in the trash no more. He stopped digging in the trash. Then we were able to put the trash down, and he knew there was always going to be food, so he didn't have to dig in the trash. One of our other dogs, Oliver, he likes to dig in the trash just because he likes to see what's going on, When we bring home groceries, I'll put the bags on the floor as we're coming in because, counter space and whatnot. And I'll say, okay, guys, check it out. And they'll run over and they'll just kind of inspect the bags and see what's going on, And I like to keep them involved, makes them feel like they're a part of everything, because they are. They're a big part of everything. Yeah, baby. So let's see. Let me pop these books off to the side here. Yeah, fun stuff. I like getting, yeah, I like getting new literature. My wife's so like, now you're doing books. So now your thing is books. I said, honey, yeah. I mean, it's 8 tracks, cassettes, LPs, reel-to-reels, picture books, video cassettes, stereos, old stereos, musical instruments, coffee cups. Oh, coffee cup. I gotta show you my new coffee cup. Let me heat up my coffee and I'll show you my new coffee cup. You're gonna love it. My wife she's like, ugh, why? Let me go heat up my coffee and get my new coffee cup. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere because this is hilarious. So we can build up the suspense. So I go out to the, this is when I went out the other day. No, this was, yeah, this was the other day. I don't remember exactly when it was. Oh, look, he's got a coffee cup to give me. Oh, thank you, Joey. Gosh, I'm excited already. Well, wait and bring it to me. We'll exchange stuff this time. That'll be fun. Just leave room in your bag. Don't pack so many clothes. I'll tell you what, you're going to pack shorts this time, so it'll be half the clothes. I don't wear shorts. You will when you come out here in the summer. My God. It's only like 120 in the shade, so. All right, so I go out, I bring in the stuff, and my wife is just like, oh! Of course, my daughter sees it, and she just giggles. So here it is. Here it is. This is my coffee cup. Let's do a comparison. This is one of my larger coffee cups. This is probably almost a gallon. I would have to say this is almost not microwave safe. It's food safe, but not microwave safe. It still has a tag on it too. So it is a Christmas one, and it simply says, have yourself a merry little Christmas. And it looks like Santa Claus. Isn't that cute? Isn't that just awesome stuff? Yeah. So I collect novelty coffee cups and flower pattern. I don't have any paisley. I would really dig a paisley pattern coffee cups. Oh, I knew it. I don't wear shorts. Boy. Yeah, you and I are alike, because I don't usually wear shorts either. I usually wear shorts at home when I'm just lying around wanting to be comfy or cool. I don't usually wear shorts going out, even in the summer, mainly because I'm so white and the sun is so harsh out here. All I have to do is be out in the sun for 5 minutes and the back of my legs burn, my arms burn, everything burns. So, Bernie. They call me Bernie. Oh, that's hot. That is good stuff right there. That's good stuff. Am I glitchy still? I feel like I'm doing better. I don't know. I feel less glitchy. Son of a glitch. But it's about bong hit o'clock here. Just about. So, oh yeah. So, one thing I forgot to do this morning is the record of the day, since this is Flashback Friday. One of my favorite records to listen to, especially on MTV. I'd walk into Spaceland Arcade in Lake Elsinore, California, and Men at Work would be on. Who Can It Be Now? Down Under. yeah, I mean, there was Johnny B. Good. Uh, just some great fucking music here. So I've got two of the Men at Work albums, and this is one of them. They're both. If you say Men at Work, which is your favorite? These two are my favorites. Uh, and it's a great story about. We'll have to get into it someday about the story of Men at Work and how they got started. Really, really cool. The Australian nightclub scene back in the 70s, man, totally. That guy's got a great fucking voice, whoever that guy is. That guy, man, that dude, the singer. He's got a great voice. Oh, no. So I put a little, we had talked about stuff out of the TV guide. And John Biner was on an episode of something. So I dug up a show that John Biner did. What was it called? It was like a one-word title show. I don't remember it now. But he did this show, and he had like 100 episodes of this weird variety-type skit show where he would just do these zany skits. Bizarre, I think is what it was called, Bizarre. But I happened to find a couple of TV promos, so I threw that into the video time machine. The video time machine is as long as I feel it needs to be to fit in enough elements to make it fun. So I try to fit in a couple of short educational type films, some little short widget that doesn't really have any bearing on anything, a bit out of an old movie or a little, comedy routine or something weird. I always like to do a little bit of music. I've been using the old American barn dance TV show from the 1950s because it's got some good music done by not so known stars. You don't wear shorts. Do you watch shorts? Don't. So let's see. So I got the TV guide here, and I'm going to open it up to Friday morning. Friday. There, Friday morning. I'm going to set it open with the Santa. And then I'm going to get a bong-in ready, because that's what I'm doing this morning. It's Friday, man. Forgot it's Friday. It's Friday. And then eventually we're going to get around to this week in history. And we'll maybe even talk a little bit about Sierra Madre Canyon if we can, and my early years. And I don't want to just overdo it. I want to talk about me too much, so I'll tell little stories on occasion, like we do every morning. And on occasion, probably on Fridays, I'll tell a story and show a picture. Because, it's like a picture book. If you don't have pictures, people are like, I don't want to watch this. It doesn't have any pictures, man. How can the dude have a show with no pictures? Show us a picture, dude. Dude, I am a picture, doofus. Doofus, he called me doofus. hey, Marge, get a picture of me and the guy. He called me doofus. Do it yourself. It's called a selfie, you moron. Yeah, I haven't heard from that couple in a long time, right? Harry and Marge? Harry! Shut up, Marge. Yeah, baby. Men at Work. The music's going through my head right now, and every time I hear this song, in fact, there's a couple of songs that come on. Take it down out. Lunatic Fringe. When that song comes on, I'm back in MTV. I'm right back to Spaceland Arcade. Look it up at the TV, and there was a couple of TVs up, all playing MTV. And then the sound of the video games going through their demos and the people playing. The smell of the electronics and the really thin industrial Berber carpet. The sound of the quarters, right? The kids coming in and out talking. They keep coming in and out because they're going outside around the side of the building between the front of Spaceland Arcade and Circle K parking lot. And we'll go around the back of Circle K and go back there and smoke cigarettes and get high and drink and then go back into the arcade. And it was great. It was fucking great. It was the best meeting place in the world. It was right next to Circle, for the time that it was there, it was right next to Circle K. It had a couple of incarnations around town because the family who owned it just, was like, okay, we can't afford to be here anymore. We got to move over there now. We're too small here. We got to move over there. We got too big. We got to downsize now. So they bounced around town, and their followers did too. We all, I went to the 3 Spaceland arcades that I remember. I used to go to all 3 of them religiously. Where are they? I'm over there, man. And it was like my home away from homelessness as a kid. Mainly in junior high and early high school, I was still living with my family. And then 15, I said, later. Cover me, I'm going in. Totally. I can't believe it. We've already had technical difficulties this morning, and this is actually part 2. Part 1 was like about a half an hour long. Or part 1 was about a half an hour long, and part 2 here has been about an hour. Oh, it's 6 o'clock. It's just about 6 o'clock here. It's time to rock. I better fix my picture back here. Yeah, so I can do this. And we got my logo flashing back there. So is the sound of the air conditioner and harassment on your ears? I just kind of hear it as a little bit of a hum, but I can hear it more behind me than I can in the earphones. So there you go. I still haven't decided what I'm going to put on this little tube TV back here. I used to have a camera here pointed right at my face, but I don't like to do that close-up thing now. So, what I might do is, I don't know, make a videotape. It's time for you to co-host. How do we do that? I guess well, let me see. How would we do a co-hosting thing? I guess if you were to come in on Facebook Messenger and... Well, wait a second. I gotta make sure my microphone works. Settings. Jeez Louise. I bet this doesn't work. I bet it doesn't work. Yeah. Sound. Totally. You know, I usually should figure this stuff out ahead of time, but input, stereo, mix, Realtek, microphone, Realtek, audio. Now why is it that my microphone here is not being recognized? What is that? Why is it not plugged in? What is that? I don't know. I'm not getting a microphone working here. It should be this this microphone. Test a microphone. Yeah, that ain't working. That's not working. Let's see. Sound devices. Real Tech R audio? No. Yeah, Lunatic Fringe. That's totally cool, man. That's totally cool. Absolutely. Let's see. Input default. Default. See, it's just not recognizing the microphone here. And so I got this little microphone. You have this little microphone right here. And I probably just got the wrong thing plugged in, right? No, that's it. That's the ticket cricket. Oh, pardon me, excuse me. Pardon me. Lunatic. Oh, there we go. Something happened, right? I don't know what it was, but it happened. Yeah, I still don't. That microphone is not being recognized yet. Why? It used to work fine. It did. I swear. I swear it used to work fine once upon a time. Let me unplug it and plug it in again. What's that? Is it? Not really. Nothing lit up over here. This microphone has not lit up. A feather? Get out of here. Alright, let's see. Is it recognized? No. Input. Nothing. Reset to the Microsoft defaults. No, we don't want to do that. Christmas without you. I'll be so blue. Just thinking about you. What is this? What is this? What is it? What is it? It's a drink of coffee, that's what it is. Yeah, technical difficulties seem to be the norm for the day. It's alright. It's alright, there, buddy. Yeah, bud. Now, if I could... jeez, this computer doesn't know what the hell's going on. Well, apparently, I'm going to have a microphone hooked up to be able to talk to this computer over here. Because, hello? Yeah, the computer microphone is working, but it's crap. So I can't have a conversation with you on this computer without a working microphone. This is not that microphone. This is the downstream microphone from that. So, yeah, ain't that a pisser? And then I guess the only other alternative would be to have you call me and use your audio through this microphone and just do a live conversation. So that's the only way that is going to work this morning. Yep, and that phone is still charging. So, yeah, if you're off the next day or two, maybe we'll get together and do a little testing. I'm a little testy. I don't know why this microphone isn't working. I'm going to plug it into my other computer and see if it works there. If not, break it. I must break it. What I would really like to do is spend, I don't know, an hour or so hanging out with you on the phone or messenger chat or both, so that we can figure out how to do audio once I get my stupid end figured out. And then get with my daughter as well, so that we could figure out how to have you join me during Minecraft, so that on the off chance that you're not working, I can have you join a game, or we'll do a special Minecraft event where you are off work and join me in a game and run around and cover me at nighttime, because I'm an idiot and I'll just get killed. So, and I'm too afraid to go out at night. I'm just a big baby. I'm just a big baby. I don't want to go out. It's dark. As soon as that sun goes down, I go to sleep. I'm gone, man. It's like if I'm not near a bed, I drop a bed. I keep a bed with me, and I drop a bed, and I'm gone. I'm out. On occasion, I've gone to bed a little too late, and I've had to hide until all the monsters burn up or go away or despawn or whatever they do. Stupid bastards. So you're off tomorrow. I will look at my schedule and see what time I could, I don't know, sit and figure this out. I am going to try to figure out the whole microphone thing today. Let me go ahead and write down right here. Microphone. But not just M-I-C, but the whole word. Spell it all out. Microphone, exclamation point, underline. There you go. Now it's really important with the other 1,000 freaking post-its I have surrounding me that really don't do much, even when they're underlined. Underline them, exclamation point, circle them, big star next to it, and it still don't get much. What are you going to do? It gets attention when I'm sitting here. When I'm sitting here doing stuff, looking around, I'm like, yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm getting her done. I did that. I can cross that. I can throw that one away. Yeah. So let's see. Hi. I say, my word. All right. Ooh. Here we go. In 1896, the first modern Olympic Games opened in Athens, Greece. 1896. So that was, we're going to look at 130 years ago? There we go. April 7th, 1948. Who was established? Not the band Who. The World Health Organization in 1948. Here we go. And in 1974. April 8th, 1974. Hank Aaron hits his 715th home run, breaking Babe Ruth's long-standing record. Did you know that he got ridiculed for that? How dare you? How dare you break that record? Oh, that was sacred. Yeah. Horrible. April 9th, 1865. General Robert E. Lee surrendered to General Ulysses S. Grant at Appomattox Courthouse, the Appomattox Courthouse, effectively ending the American Civil War. It was 1865. Wow. And then lastly, on April 10th, 1912, the RMS Titanic set sail on its maiden voyage from Southampton, England. Wow. That's heavy. Heavy, dude. Oh, jeez. Yeah. No, really. Titanic took off today. Took off today. Let's see. Today, April 11th, 1992. The start of the war in Transnistria. Transnistria. What the hell is Transnistria, and what was that war about? I never heard about that. And we got a bunch of political stuff there that I don't want to get into, because I can't read all those damn names. It's world politics crap. So in 1995, researchers at the Fermilab announced the discovery of the top quark. What the hell does that mean? So let's see, April 11th, 1995, the Space Shuttle Endeavour launches from Kennedy Space Center on STS-67, carrying the Astro 2 Space Lab Observatory. 1995. In 1998, April 11th, the data sent from the Galileo spacecraft indicates that Jupiter's moon Europa has a liquid ocean under a thick crust of ice. So there you go. There you go. Let's go back and let's go to 1989. 12 European community nations agreed to ban production of all chlorofluorocarbons. Yeah, that didn't do much. 1983, April 11th, compact discs and players are released to the first time in the United States and other markets. They had previously been available only in Japan. True story, true story. Let's see, in 1978, on April 11th, the late iconic actor Charles Chaplin, his coffin is stolen from his grave in Switzerland. Wow. I did not know that. And also in 1978, on that day, April 11th, Czech Vladimir Remek becomes the first non-Russian or non-American to go into space, where he is launched aboard the Soyuz 28. Let's see, April 11th, 1977, Libya becomes the Socialist People's Libyan Arab Jamahara, okay, I can't read that. As General People's Congress adopts the Declaration for the Establishment of the Authority of the People. I have no idea what that means, but somebody does. 1972, the Pioneer 10 space probe is launched from Cape Canaveral, Florida, with a mission to explore the outer planets. Also this day in 1970, Rhodesia declares itself a republic, breaking its last links with the British Crown. Wow. 1969, in Toulouse, France, the first test flight of the Anglo-French Concorde is conducted. The French Concorde. There you go. Also in 68 of that day, Baggeridge Colliery closes, making the end of over 300 years of coal mining in the Black Country. Wow. 1968, they stopped coal mining there. 1965, this day, U.S. and Republic of Vietnam Air Force begins Operation Rolling Thunder, and a sustained bombing campaign against North Vietnam. On this day in 1962, Wilt Chamberlain sets a single game scoring record in the National Basketball Association by scoring by himself 100 points. That's crazy. Yeah. Let's see some other stuff here. 1949 on this day, Captain James Gallagher lands his 850 Superfortress, B-50 Superfortress Lucky Lady in Fort Worth, Texas, after completing the first non-stop around-the-world airplane flight in 94 hours and 1 minute. Wow, non-stop all the way around. He must have carried a lot of fuel in that fucking thing. Jeez, I'd be scared to death. That's a no-smoking flight there. Woo! Jeez. 1941, the World War II, first German military units enter Bulgaria after it joins the Axis Pact. 1939, this day, Cardinal Eugenio Pacelli is elected to Pope and takes the name Pius the 12th. There you go. 1937, this day, steelworkers organizing a committee signs a collective bargaining agreement with the U.S. Steel, leading a unionization of the United States steel industry. We were just talking about unions this morning. Let's see. 1919, the first Communist International meets in Moscow. Let's see. 1903 in New York, the Martha Washington Hotel opens, becoming the first hotel exclusively for women. That reminds me of Bosom Buddies, where they had to dress up like women to stay in that all-women's hotel. There you go, just like that. 1901, this day, the U.S. Congress passes the Platt Amendment, limiting the autonomy of Cuba as condition of the withdrawal of American troops. Also in 1901, on this day, the United States Steel Corporation is founded as a result of the merger between the Carnegie Steel Company and the Federal Steel Company, which became the first corporation in the world with a market capital over $1 billion. In 1882, on this day, Queen Victoria narrowly escapes an assassination attempt by Roderick Mulligan in Windsor. And before we go, we're just going to say just 2 days before the inauguration of the U.S. Congress declares Rutherford B. Hayes the winner of the 1976 presidential election, even though Samuel J. Tyden had won the popular vote. And to also last, 1867, on this day, U.S. Congress passes the first Reconstruction Act to repair from the Civil War. There you go. And that's just a little bit there of the history today. What happened on this day and this week in history. And we'll try to do a little bit of that every Friday. Because this is Flashback Friday. Hey. Oh, look, a bong hit. Gosh. Who'd have thought? Who'd have thunk? Keeping it real, but keeping it mellow. Keeping it drama-free here at Elsinore Brothers Studio. My dog's not feeling well. I don't know what the deal is. He jumps down and he squeals. And he snarls a little bit when you rub him on a spot. And then we noticed a spot that's got a little bit of inflammation on his side. And I'm like, fuck, now what? And when dogs get those little growths that kind of sag and bag on them, they hurt a little bit at first when they're tender, when they're first starting to grow. yeah, I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do at first. Right now, it's just kind of watch and wait to see what happens, see how he reacts, see if it wasn't something he bumped up against or jumped down and hurt himself. So we're kind of in a watch and wait situation for the next few days, and then figure out if we need to involve the vet. But that's that. I don't involve the vet when it comes to me. The doctor. I just suck it up and deal with it. So I put myself through one of those imaginary, when you imagine yourself having a conversation with somebody. I imagined myself having a conversation with the doctor, doing an examination, him saying, well, what's this? And how long have you had this? And how long's this been bugging you? And where the hell did that come from, right? And where he gets to my ribs, and he goes, what's this on your rib cage here? Is that a broken bone? Is this a mended? Yeah, I broke my... Well, when and how? And how come it mended like this? And why is it so bulbous? And yada, yada. And I'm going all through this in my imagination, right? I'm like... And then I finally just tell myself, shut up. You're not going to go to the doctor. Right? So, okay, so I've got my... my TV guide here. Let's take a look at the TV guide here real quick. See, we're open to Friday morning there. Here we are. There's Friday morning. Usually a bunch of news crap and religious shows and kids stuff. So we'll, yeah, I like how that, let's do that one. All right, but we got to do a bong hit first because didn't I just do one? Yeah, so I got to do another one. Because time's ticking away. I mean, there's only like 35 minutes left on the show. It's going by so quick, And I promise that we're going to get it figured out on how to do the co-hosting and how to do Minecrafting together and how to do a video conferencing together so we can do, and what I can do is I can actually put the graphics computer on something like that. Right, where is it? Oh, I see. I can't do that. So if I do that, I can do this. Okay. So if you see that little picture of me up there and I'll bop it around, see, yay. So what I can do is I can put you in that so you're real small. Or vice versa, right? So that would probably be best, that I put you and drop you down in a little corner and have you there so that if you are video, you're not, as big as me. And then, yeah. And then it's not like you're, have to feel like you're blasting your face all over the place. Wow, it actually got pretty cool in here. I'm going to turn this... I'm going to turn that air off for a little bit, because, wow. Just got quiet in here. It's quiet. It's so good. Now it's too damn quiet. Damn it, now it's too damn quiet. Yeah. So, where was I? I was loading the bong here. Loading the bong. Let's see. Oh, great news this morning. My wife, she went off and fixed her car the day before yesterday and got the things buckled up underneath it so that plastic flap isn't flapping around and dragging and shit. She also got the squirt things for the windshield wipers fixed, so now we can clean the window on the road. But she made an appointment for me to take my van in because I'm like, honey, at some point we got to get it fixed. She's like, yeah, you're right. So she made the appointment, and we're going to take it in. The guy's going to do a diagnosis on it and tell us what he thinks needs to be done to it. And I've had this done before. I took it in. The guy had it for a couple of days, ran it, turned it on, ran a tank full of gas through it. Nothing. Couldn't figure. I couldn't get it to stall out. I couldn't get it to do this and that. I'm like, well, that's just fantastic. So that's it? Yeah, that's it. Give me money. So this guy, hopefully he can figure something out. Basically, I want to start from the scratch. So let's get a fuel pump, drop the tank, order the fuel pump, put the tank back up, let me take it home. Order all the parts, and I'll take it. And then when you've got all of the parts in and you're ready to replace the fuel system from inside the fuel tank, the pump, the filter, all the inline shit, all the way to the injectors, through any of the whatchamacallits, the valves, any electronic sensors, those sensors, any computer parts. Is there some part of the computer that needs to be replaced? That's a specific sensor, whatever. Because once we get onto that, then we got to move to the transmission and start diagnosing why because if that doesn't fix the jerking problem, it probably won't. It's got to be the transmission. And since the transmission does make a few little weird noises and on occasion acts a little funny, I'm going to assume that transmission, because it sits a lot, and that's the worst thing you can do to a car, and it sat a lot through its whole life. It's probably got a lot of those little solenoid things in the transmission that are just old and sticky. So if we need to flush the transmission and replace solenoids, let's try that. Because I think this transmission's been swapped out before, and it's just not the right transmission. But that's one of those things that they're going to have to tell me, run the numbers, tell me what they think. So yeah, totally. Hey, it's 6:30, half an hour left here. It is the 11th day of April 2025. Every time I say 2025, I feel like a spaceman. I feel like one of those, I feel like Buck Rogers. I feel like a space guy. Future man. Actually, I feel more like past man living in the future, right? I'm going to heat up my coffee, and then we're going to read from the TV Guide from 1976. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. I swear. All right. Well, just to let you know, come Monday we'll have a new cup. We'll have a new cup, a new 5 new shirts to wear, because I don't like to wear the same shirt twice in a season. And my daughter's like, I can go like a whole school year now without wearing the same T-shirt twice. I'm like, yeah, that's my girl. Yeah, baby. So we'll have a new TV guides. New 5 new records to check out. We're going to try to keep it real. We'll have new movies to think about. I'm going to start dragging in VHS, Betamax, and DVDs, and start doing not just movie of the week on Monday, the movie that we watch and talk about, or something that I watch and then recommend that you watch, but actual, like today's movie is Benji. And tell a little story about Benji and whatever, and then move on to the next movie, and then just go. I said Benji because it's like the first movie staring at me there. Betamax is Taxi Driver, Smokey and the Bandit 1 and 2, Fahrenheit 451, Prizzy's Honor, The Domino Principle, Easy Money, Stone Killer, The Jerk, The Apprenticeship of Duddy Kravitz, The Elephant Man, The Fury, Bugsy Malone, Unopened Brand New. That's just to name a few of the Betamaxes that I've got up here. Not to mention the VHS and Betamaxes behind me and the stacks everywhere else around me. I got so much stuff here to talk about. Next week on Thursday, I think we're going to play Simon. We're going to bring out my electronic game and play some Simon. I was just thinking when I was heating up my coffee that I took my headphones off and thought about me sitting here talking. My dog is now up. To him, it just looks like I'm sitting over here talking to myself. What's up, Sam? You feel okay, buddy? You got a little warm under the blanket, huh? I know that happens. He just thinks I'm sitting over here talking to myself. So he thinks I'm crazy. My wife and daughter know I'm crazy. But the fact that it just sounds like I'm in here talking to myself because there's nobody here. The microphone and the headphones give it a sense of, all right, he's not that crazy. Oh yeah, he's crazy. All right, TV Guide. You know what? I owe it to myself. To do another bong hit. I do. It's last night I had some decent sleep. It was okay. Wasn't great, wasn't perfect. But I did get some sleep. So, and I've been doing all right lately with my sleep situation. I've been getting a bit more sleep, even though it's not all at once. I still can't get more than 5 hours at once, and that 5 hours means a lot of rolling around, a lot of getting up, probably 2 or 3 times in that 5 hours, getting up to take a leak. I roll back and forth from side to side. I don't sleep on my back or my stomach. So I'm on one side, then I go to the next side, then I'm back to the other side. And I do that, and in an hour I'm over like, I flip over like 2 or 3 times. And then I also get up every hour and a half or so and take a leak. Is there something wrong with this guy? Do you want to see a doctor? Oh, sure. Show me a doctor that's competent and I'll see him. But, yeah. Mary Hartman. That's one thing I did not look for yesterday. I'll have to figure that out. Wow. That was a good bong hit. Uh, 10:30 in the a.m. Friday morning, April 16th, 1976. The Hollywood Squares, Lynn Anderson, Sandy Duncan, George Gobel, the Hudson Brothers, Vincent Price, Joan Rivers, Mickey Rooney, Leslie Uggams. Rerun of Happy Days. Richie and his friends stage an original version of Hamlet with that would make Shakespeare flip his Hamlet. That's the one where Fonzie plays Hamlet. It's 1976. So in the show, the Fonzie isn't really the main character yet. He really takes over. But not at that point in the show. That's season 2. And while he's really getting a following, they haven't really named him as the like the main guy. And they never do. Until, of course, Richie leaves the show. Ron Howard. Oh yeah, that was a good one. Break the Bank. I do that every day. My energy bank gets broken every day. Break the Bank with Linda Carter, Wonder Woman. Ooh. Dick Gautier, Alice Haggis, Jan Murray, Joanne Flug. Oh, Joanne Flug. That's a crazy girl. Liz Torres and Abe Vigoda. discussion. Take my advice. Dick Clark, Red Fox, Dottie Goodman, and Penny Marshall. Wow. That would be neat. Take my advice. I wonder if I could find an episode of that. Take my advice. TV discussion. Okay. Let's check that out. Lot of do. Oh, look, a little bit of Little Rascals coming on there. Edge of Night cereal. Somerset cereal. Oh, we're getting into the cereals. I gotta watch my soaps. All My Children, Days of Our Lives, As the World Burns, Ryan's Hope, Doctors, Guiding Light. There it is. There's the show my mother used to watch. Annoying as hell. Annoying as hell because I started to know the characters. And it's like, what happened to her? I thought last week, and she's like, yeah, not now. Oh, man. Oh, man. It's a bogus show. Bogus. Movies. I'm looking for movies here. I like to watch the movies. More Happy Days. Same one. Ironside. There's a good show. Let's see. Family Affair. Sissy goes on a crash glamorizing program to develop a new image. There you go. Take that, Sissy. Brady Bunch. Vincent Price plays a mad scientist who traps the boys in a Hawaiian cave. Oive. You know what oive means in Hawaiian? Keep those damn Bradys off the island. Oive. Okay. Merv Griffin Show. Kay Ballard, Jack Jones, actor-comedian Charlie Callis, singer impersonator Marilyn Michaels. Gilligan's Island. The castaways hold a beauty contest. That just brings up all kinds of weird questions. Yeah. The Bradys are having a problem with an unhappy blonde. Poor Bradys. Oh, man. Poor Bradys. Look, Easter is Friday. Easter is right around the corner, huh? It is. In real life, too. Geez, my calendar says nothing about holidays. But I like it like that. Okay, we're in the evening on Friday, April 16th, 1976. 1952 black and white thriller, The Atomic City. Suspenseful yarn about a kidnapping of a nuclear physicist's son. Ransom, The Atomic Bomb Formula. Gene Barry, Lee Aker, and Lydia Clark. That doesn't sound too appealing. I like old movies, but that one is like, That one does nothing for me. We got ABC News Close-Up, a study of the financial side of the U.S. medical. We saw that, actually. This has got to be a repeat, because we read that yesterday. Space, 1999, science fiction. You guys know that show, right? That's a good show. This is a totally good show. Adam 12, some of that Jack Webb production stuff there. Easter is cartoon. Oh, Leslie Uggams is in that, and Benji, and Waldo. What the hell? It's a cartoon. How do you get Benji in a cartoon? That's just wrong. I mean, he can't even put his voice in there. Would have him bark once in a while? Well, they'd better. Hollywood Squares, I love these. Ed Asner, Tony Randall, Elizabeth Montgomery, Jonathan Winters, Susan Clark, Harvey Korman, Robert Fuller, Karen Valentine, Paul Lynde, and Peter Marshall is the host. Wow, that's a great one. Donnie and Marie, Let's see, the Donnie and Marie show at 8. Gabe Kaplan joins Ruth Buzzy and Paul Lynn. Ooh, Ruth Buzzy, Paul Lynn together. They're always funny. Yep, they do sketches. They do sketches. A Boy Named Charlie Brown, 90-minute peanut special. There you go. A 90-minute peanut special. Francis of Assisi. Let's see. Love Story. Yeah, tearjerker. Rockford Files. Rockford questions the heads of a fashion salon whose top model is found dead after placing a terrified phone call to her friend Beth, Gretchen Corbett. Seen it? Masterpiece Theater. Cakes and Ale Part 2. Oh, here we go. 9:30. Beneath the Planet of the Apes. That's the first sequel. So let's see. Let's go back here. Here we go. Beneath the Planet of the Apes. Oh, pardon me. That would be this one. And this is my VHS copy. I've got this on DVD too. Also, DVD as well. And this is my original when it first came to VHS. I've just watched this recently on this TV. I'll put movies on there, and what's neat about this is we might as well go all the way with this, because I've got the original Planet of the Apes as well as Battle for the Planet of the Apes. This is the original Planet of the Apes. Not in great shape. They were stuck together. And then here's another one that it was. These two were stuck together. Yeah. And this is the last one here. So I've got the original is, let's see, Planet of the Apes. And then Beneath the Planet of the Apes, the sequel. And then Battle for the Planet of the Apes. And then Escape from the Planet of the Apes. The number 4 is when they come to the present. They come to 1978. And then, of course, the future from 1978 is when it's Conquest of the Planet of the Apes. The Planet of the Apes, man. So there's that, and I'll just set this down here, and I can pop those back into the old box there. So, yeah, Planet of the Apes. So in 1976, I definitely would have been watching Planet of the Apes, for sure. We've got Love American Style, A Computer Date Mismatch with Broderick Crawford and Herb Edelman, A Get-Rich Scheme, Pat with Sue Langdon and Jan Murray and Alan Melvin. All right, so we got a rerun of Dick Van Dyke, some of The Rookies, and Johnny Carson with Robert Klein and opera singer Marilyn Horne. After that, we got a movie, Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis, Three Ring Circus, Zsa Zsa Gabor and Wallace Ford. Here we go. Now we're talking. Don Kirshner's rock concert. And let's see if we can find some of that. Don Kirshner. Where are you? Don Kirshner's. So Don Kirshner's rock concert was like a midnight special. One of those shows that was like live concerts, videos, and that kind of shit. We got Gladys Knight, Doug Kershaw, The Crusaders, and Undisputed Truth. Vintage films of the Beatles, The Doors, Aretha Franklin, and Otis Redding. That's great. And then, of course, we'd be wanting to watch that, and my mom would be like, "No, Mary Hartman is on. Well, I'm gonna watch that," and we'd be like, "Oh, that's fucked up." 1976. I'm 8 years old. Like, what do I have to say about it? Oh, and then at 1, Midnight Special. There we go. Olivia Newton-John is the hostess. Ike and Tina Turner. Waylon Jennings. Kenny Rankin. Leo Sayer. Oh, yeah, that's a repeat. That's a repeat. So let's see. And that's it. That takes us to 2:30 in the morning, which is news. And then sign off. Remember, back then, they didn't run the TV channels all night long. They didn't start that until like the 80s. And then TV was on all the time. But back then, it was turned off at like 2 in the morning. After 2 or 3 in the morning, the station would shut down and everything was turned off. And then it was all warmed back up again and cranked on again and booted up a couple hours later. Heavy duty stuff, man. I guess they had to take a break sometime. Right? Need to get that fill of coffee. Ah. Yeah, that's it. That's the ticket cricket. So let's see what's on the old schedule here. In the future, we are going to be talking about on Friday in the future. I don't know what Friday. Maybe this coming Friday. We're going to bounce around in my history. And I think we'll be talking about my 7th grade experiences. Because I did 7th grade in 2 schools. That school year, I went to 2 different schools. So, which was pretty mellow, considering that on occasion I had gone to 4 different schools in a school year. That really sucked. So, so we're going to get into that. Well, we only got about 9 minutes left here. So I have just enough time to smoke a bunch more pot, of course, you know, because you guys won't, so I'll have to do it for you, you know. It's like, why are you so mean to your body? Well, nobody will let me do it to them. I gotta do it to myself. Shit. Oh my god, no way. No fucking way, dude. I forgot to turn my microphone up this morning. If I'd have turned my microphone up, I could be back here and do this, and it would sound like this. So I'll have to remember to adjust the microphone every morning. And mainly what threw me was all of my early technical difficulties. My first live stream failed after a half an hour. Before I didn't even get to start my show, and my live stream failed. So that's why I start a live stream a half an hour before my show, people. Why is there stuff on? I thought it was supposed to be him talking. Why is there shit playing? So that I can figure out if my system is going to fail or not. And it will usually not let me down. It will usually, if it's going to fail, it'll usually fail within the first half hour or the last half hour of my show. Right? Without fail. It's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. So, Joey, if you're still there, I'm sure you're probably still there because you're always quiet. And then I'll ask you something, and then you'll just type in, yeah. So, right back at you, yeah. I will look into what's going on today as far as what the hell I got to do. I don't know. I don't look at the calendar because if I look at the calendar and know something is up, something is coming up, then I worry. It's like, oh shit, I can't know because I gotta, and then I don't get anything done. So I don't look at the calendar until my wife says, remember we got to do this, or my daughter says, remember we got to do this. Yeah, I knew you were still there. So I am going to figure out what the hell is going on today and this weekend, and then try to figure out my technical issues with call-in stuff. I'm cleaning my boots. I like a man who cleans his boots, you know. Yeah. He's cleaning off the blood and hair. That's my kind of guy. Dude, you're dark. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of dark. Yeah. So I'm going to figure out the whole technical end of it. And then from there, try to schedule a time with you that we can get together and do a test call and then do a test call live that is private so you and I can watch it and monitor it live, but nobody else can. And then it goes into the live file as private and nobody ever sees it except for us until I download all of my videos home onto my hard drive, and then it'll be seen. No. So I'm going to deal with that and then figure out how we can play the Minecrafting here with my setup using my daughter's Switch and whatever components that you're going to be using, right? Because that'd be totally cool. And figure out how we can do that so that I can do my own Monday Minecrafting with the Grateful Dead, and then on an occasional Friday or Saturday or Sunday or whatever you have a day off, we can have time to play live, an extended period of time, and just get on and say, all right, well, let's get on and we'll play until we're done playing. And whether it's an hour or 3 hours or all fucking night, I don't care. And then just go for, play as long as we want or do a marathon run or whatever. And then we'll just go to a part of my world where we can, and that's pretty much what Lost is. This Lost area, which is way removed from my huge entire world that takes up like several maps, right? I went way, 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 way north to start playing on the show so that I could do stuff and not affect that world down there, right? That portion of my realm. So we can just go hog wild up here in the north and not have to worry about, destroying stuff. Because I built all of this stuff for fighting. I'm building a village just packed with people so that, it makes the challenge all that more difficult. You get that many people running around and one person gets infected and it just goes nuts. And you have to save enough people to repopulate, right? It's crazy. So that's why I populated the place with I don't even know how to count. I could just imagine that there's about, 20 over here and there's about 20 here. I mean, it's literally, I've got these parts of my village that are just populated by dozens of villagers. It's awesome. There you go. I've been saying there you go for decades. And now we're watching a lot of McLeod. And he's got a there you go for every episode. There you go. There you go. It's great. Occasionally you'll get somebody who gives a there you go back. Like the episode with Dennis Weaver as McLeod. And oh shit. John Denver, the musician, singer, he was on there as in an episode as Dewey, local deputy, the sheriff's brother-in-law, right? Dewey Hicks or Dewey something. He's a guitar player, likes to sit in the office and play the guitar in his uniform and stuff. But at the end of the episode, we got to hear what's his name? John Denver say there you go. And then McLeod, his character said far out. I know it means nothing to you all, but it means a lot to those people who watch these stupid shows and are really into the catchphrases and the guest stars and stuff. It was great. That movie that I watched the other day with my wife, um, with Brian Keith, Second Chance, about a guy who buys a ghost town. Uh, his wife, his young wife in the show, is the actress who played Bavmorda on Willow, right? Evil Bavmorda, uh, and among other things. So she's played a bunch of stuff. Uh, anyway, uh, yeah, it's been a great show. I am so happy that you guys have hung out. I will be in touch with you very soon, um, Joey, to figure out what the hell we're going to do with this. Because, yeah, I'd love to have you on co-hosting, um, you know, once in a while on a Friday, whenever you're up for it, and then getting together to play Minecraft and do that. Because, man, that's a fun game. And I play it differently than a lot of people play it, or maybe I don't. I don't know. I mean, I spend a lot of time in my own little world, kind of building my own reality. You know, I guess. Anyways, all right, people. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you hanging out and sharing your time with me. Um, as usual, most especially, you guys got to take care of each other out there. Spread peace and love, not bullshit. Do something for yourself, but also do something for somebody else because we're not alone. Hello. Take care of each other out there. Look out for your neighbors. There's probably neighbors that need something, right? Maybe just somebody to talk to or somebody to smile and wave. Smile and wave, boys. All right, people, most especially stay weird, because if you ain't weird, ain't nobody gonna be weird for you. All right, I love you. I will see you Monday. Joey, I will talk to you soon. Love you all. Have a great weekend. I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do. I haven't looked at the schedule yet. I know I am going to enjoy myself, whatever I'm doing. Even if I'm just scrubbing toilets. You know when you're scrubbing a toilet, you can't help but shake your ass. Adios. Later, Joey.